Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video from On the Glide Slope. Today we are sitting on the virtual ramp at John Wayne Airport in Orange County, KSNA. We're going to log onto the PilotEdge network and we're going to try flying for our I-01 rating today. PilotEdge, which is a fabulous service that I just love. I can't suggest them strongly enough if you want to bring real-world simulation. Real-world stuff to your simulation, is a service that for a reasonable fee, monthly fee, allows you to fly around the Los Angeles air traffic control airspace with real-world air traffic control, meaning people manning the control frequencies that are either controllers in real life or have been highly trained and can work as controllers in the virtual world. And they follow the real-world procedures in terms of airspace and VFR and IFR procedures. So there's a little bit of a learning curve for getting into it, but there's a wonderful series of workshops at the website, www.pilotedge.net, that help you educate yourself. And there's also a long series of video workshops and via YouTube. And then finally, there's a rating system that allows you to get a series of ratings in VFR procedures in terms of airspace and air traffic control. There are 3 VFR ratings, which start with something as simple as just doing pattern work, then flying from between 2 Charlie class airspaces, and then finally transitioning the LA Bravo north and then south again. And then once you've completed those, you can become the instrument. You can start the instrument rating. So even though I'm a long way from even having my private license, and I don't know if I'll ever get instrument rated, I want to pursue these just for the learning experience. So today we're going to try for the I-01 rating, which is the equivalent of pattern work, where I will try to get an IFR clearance, which I've already filed online with PilotEdge, and then I'll try to fly that clearance to fly the ILS approach into runway 20 here, 20 right, here at Grand Canyon, here at John Wayne. It's been a little bit of a long day for me today, so we'll see if I'm actually able to do this. With the ratings, you know, you fly them, you do your best, and you may fail them. And if you fail them, it's no problem. You know, you learn from the experience, and then you try them again. But the controller who's tracking you will be ultimately passing judgment on if you complied with the procedures well enough to pass the rating. And in this case, what we need to do is depart under their instruction for route, altitude, frequency, and transponder code. Follow their directions to the letter in terms of turns and altitudes. When we ultimately then merge with the localizer, be able to shoot the ILS approach, land, and then taxi off the runway. So that's what we're going to try to do. And I haven't tried it before, even offline, so this will be the first time. We'll see how it works. And I'm going to just try to record the main parts of it from beginning to end, really. So thanks for tuning in. Okay, I just called in and got my clearance. I forgot to turn on the camera, so I didn't record it. But basically, I'm cleared to John Wayne. I'm going to fly heading 220 on departure, so we will set our heading bug to reflect that, 220. And then after we fly heading 220, we're going to go to climb, expect radar vectors to Seal Beach VOR. We will climb and maintain 2,000 as an altitude, can't exceed that, and then we should expect 3,000 after 5 minutes. Our departure frequency is going to be 128.1. So actually 128.1. We'll be ready for that. But we need to go to ground actually in tower first, so there's no setting that quite yet. And then our transponder squawk code is going to be 3237. It's funny, I still get nervous doing this. And so we're squawking, and then our altimeter.
Ground, Bell.
Our altimeter was 2927.
Looking for west departure at 1,000 feet, familiarity flight.
Okay. 2997 was our altimeter.
Bell 8.
Okay, so altimeter is set, 2997. We have the weather.
And you're wanting to go.
We're going to fly heading
out of here. And,
220. So we have set. It's on the heading bug here. We're going to fly up to 2,000 feet.
Runway, or are you wanting departure from present?
I've got my VOR here set to the frequency for the ILS, 111.75.
Would be just looking for
I've got the second VOR over here,
west from here,
set for the Seal Beach VOR, which is, let me turn that down.
All right, Bell 8, November.
So I have set to the
This
Seal Beach VOR,
a Tersa airspace, so
which is
if you wanted the Tersa radar services, you would contact
the right
parents first,
frequency there.
squawk code information from them.
And so that'll tell me when we are
Departure
passing the
from
correct
present
intercept for that.
You can contact you can go straight to tower if you did not want the radar services. Now,
Seal
if you
Beach
want
is
to taxi to a runway
115.7, so
helicopter, then
we've got
yeah,
the
you
right
would
one there.
contact ground. In
Got the
that
right one
case,
there.
Whatever you're wanting to do.
118. So our next tower here is going to be ground. We're going to ask for taxi.
All right, yeah, we can switch over to tower and
132.
pick up the request for
0.25.
Our march to the west.
And our frequency after that is going to be tower. That's ground. It's going to be tower at 126.8. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for taxi, and then we're going to
Palm Springs Tower, Bell 8, November Romeo, looking for.
and then we're going to go where they tell us to go. We're at the west ramp.
Bell 8 November Romeo, Palm Springs Tower.
So-
Where are you located on the field?
We've got
right near signature flight.
the right frequency for the west.
West side.
Ground for the west is
Bell 8 November
132.25,
Romeo,
which is what we
departure from
got.
Present position is at your own risk. Wind 100 at 4. Altimeter is 29902. Report airborne.
We'll call airborne 8 November Romeo.
Showing ground Skyline 15 Juliet Golf is at the west FBO. IFR departure, please.
Skyline 15 Juliet Golf, John Wayne ground. I need to know that you have the weather.
Yep, we've got Alpha.
Number 5 Juliet Golf, thank you. Runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi via Bravo.
November Romeo is airborne.
Bell 8 November Romeo, on course turn approved. And see ya.
15 Juliet Golf has 20 right at Kilo via Bravo. Okay, so now we're going to taxi out to 20 right to location Kilo and via the Bravo taxiway, and then we're going to switch over to tower and be ready to go. Okay, we've done our run up, and now we're ready to go. So we'll switch over to tower. John Wayne Tower, Skyline 15 Juliet Golf is at 20 right at Kilo, ready for IFR departure.
Skyline 15 Juliet Golf, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff, wind 200 at 8.
200 at 8, clear for takeoff. Thanks much, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay, now we'll go, but before we go, we're going to get our departure frequency plugged in, which is 128.1, because that's the next thing we're going to go to as soon as we depart. And remember, we have to stay at our assigned altitudes. So 128.1 is what we have. We've got the right squawk. We're ready to go. So we'll take off, and then we'll turn to a heading of 220 as we were told. And I turned the volume down on the scenario a little bit here so we can hear the controller better and not have it be overwhelmed by the sound of the
Sky
airplane.
608, still on this frequency.
Okay. Rotate. We'll fly till we're about 500 feet and then we'll make our turn to 220. Okay, now we'll
Skyline 5 Juliet Golf, contact SoCal departure, Sam.
go into departure for 15 Juliet Golf. Thanks so much. SoCal departure, Skyline 15 Juliet Golf is 700, climbing 2000.
For 15 Juliet Golf, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 3000.
Climb and maintain 3,000 for 15 Julie Golf. We got to stay on this heading, but now we can at least climb to 3,000 feet. I can lean the airplane a little bit.
Bear 152 Golf, turn right heading 010 vectors ILS runway 20 right approach.
Right heading 010 vectors for 20 right approach 15 Julie Golf.
For 515 Bravo Mike, contact SoCal approach 119.6.
Okay, so now we go to 010. And he's going to give us vectors in the ILS, so we still can't go over 3,000 feet.
For 515 Bravo Mike, SoCal approach, Lindbergh altimeter 29er, respective visual approach runway 27. For 5 Bravo Mike ride, you can expect that.
Okay, here's our heading. Radio vectors to 20 right. ILS is our approach. Going to our assigned frequency, or assigned altitude here. We are at 3,000 feet. We'll level off. Trim the airplane.
For 8029 Bravo, no traffic between you and the Santa Catalina Airport. Radar services terminated. Frequency change approved. G'day.
So I'm just going to fly this heading until I hear from him again. Over here we can identify our VORs. Let's identify Seal Beach. Okay, we'll identify the ILS. Okay, good. Turn our markers on, our marker beaker indicator on, so we hear that when we fly over. Airplane's sort of all over the place in terms of altitude, which is interesting. I'm not getting a good feed of data to the six-pack. It's sort of jumping around. A little better. So we're basically flying an extended downwind leg here. In fact, we've passed the airport now. Pretty soon we should be coming to the Lemon intercept, which should show up. We'll cross this beacon over here on that VOR. It's the 76 degree radial. And the whole idea of this is that you could fly this in the clouds or in the dark. And so doing everything by radios and instruments. And I'm not even really looking out the window. I'm just sort of watching my six-pack, which is what I would be doing if I was flying instrument in real world, in the weather. We're inside the Disneyland TFR now, for some reason. Okay, pretty soon here he should be giving us a turn to the right. I killed the throttle just a little bit. I think I can get a little more juice than this, though.
For 515 Bravo Mike, descend and maintain 5,000.
So we're just sticking with him. I don't think he's forgotten about me. We're still doing okay. I don't know, imagine he's taking us out to the approach fix way out at the end of the chart, Sager. But we'll just keep doing what he told us to do until he tells us to do something different. These hills in front of us are only 1,600 feet, so I don't have to worry too much about them. Got traffic though. 100 feet below me. He's turning. That's why he's extending me down here. That guy's going to be going in on the... There's traffic right over there. He's going to be flying the approach. I'm sure he's sequencing me behind him.
For 15 Juliet Golf, turn right heading 120.
Right to 120 for 15 Juliet Golf. Okay. in on the new heading that he gave us. Careful not to lose too much altitude here in the turn. Now we're basically on a base leg that's way down from where the strip is. There's our heading. Pretty soon here he'll turn us in and tell us to intercept the localizer. Got traffic right here, 500 feet above me. So he's no problem.
Traffic.
Lots of drone traffic around here today.
For 152 Lake Gulf, 3 miles from Snake, fly heading 170, maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS and rate 20 right of brakes.
15 Juliet Golf, flying 170 to 3,000 until established, then ILS for 20 right, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay, great. So we can turn into 170.
For 515 Bravo Mike, fly heading 090 vectors to final.
And he wants us to maintain 3,000. We got a little high until we're established on the localizer, meaning when this comes in and when we're established, then we're free to descend to the descent altitude, which is 2,700. We're getting fast here. I don't know why we're descending so quickly. I got distracted. I gotta turn past, I went past the localizer, so I gotta turn back and find it. The localizer frequency is 196.
Caution, TFR ahead.
I might have just failed the exam right there. We'll see. This is a terrible approach. I don't deserve to pass this rating. There we go. Now we're coming into it. Now I can descend down to 2,300. So now I'm watching this. I'm trying to keep these
For
lines.
152 Lake Gulf, contact downwind tower 126.8.
Tower on 126.8 for 15 Julie Golf, thanks.
7-3, then the pound sign. What model identifier of the 7-3 are you flying?
Similar to shift Onyx is 737-300, so Bravo 733.
That would make sense. Thank you. Southwest 1050 cleared to Canyon Airport, Holt 1 departure. It's been upnumbered. It's Holt 1 departure. Thermal transition, then is final climb via Citic set, maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 51, 1 tree.
Southwest 1050 is cleared to Canyon, Holt 1 departure. Thermal transition, climb with Citic 17 5,000, departure 125.2, squawk 51, 1 tree.
Southwest 1050, read back correct.
John Wayne Tower, Skyline 15 Juliet Golf is on the localizer ILS for 20 right.
Skyline 15 Juliet Golf, John Wayne Tower, welcome back, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 2008.
Cleared to land 20 right, 2008 for 15 Juliet Golf, thanks much. Okay, we're a little left of the localizer, so, or right of the localizer, so we want to creep our way back over to the needle without chasing it. We're just about right in terms of glide slope. there's our outer marker, so I'm going to put in my first notch of flaps. And we're a little high, so we'll just trim ourselves. There we go. And get ourselves a little closer to the needle here. These two needles should be centered. I'm a little above the glide slope because it's beneath me. I can see that, so we'll just descend to it. And we're cleared to land, so all you have to do now is fly the approach.
Yeah, Long Beach, cleared delivery, Skycraft 19698 to the base of the tower. I'd like to pick up IFR to Oceanside.
Okay, we're pretty, pardon the pun, but we are on the glide slope.
Skycraft 19er 698, John. Correction, Long Beach clearance on request. Stand by. It'll be full route.
Okay, there's the middle marker.
Number 7, Charlie Papa, contact SoCal departure.
Over departure, Bonanza 7, Charlie Papa.
Next notch of flaps.
Sky 6, 9 or 8, what's your equipment suffix code?
We're coming in good. Okay, we should brief here. Landing lights on, fuel pump on. We're still good. Flying the localizer. A little below the glide slope now, so we'll just add a little power. Airspeed 80 to 90 knots, so we're pretty good that way. We're just flying the needles.
Cessna 6, 9 or 8, Long Beach clearance.
When we get 500 feet, we will, we're a little high, we get 500 feet, we'll hit final flaps.
Cessna 19er 6, 9 or 8, Long Beach clearance, radio check.
There we go, there's our glide slope again. Okay, we'll go full flaps. Well, we're 80, we're okay. I think we'll keep it where it is. We're coming in flat. Now we could be flying, our decision altitude is 250 feet, so we're getting close to that, where if we were in full close, I hope I'm full close, full clouds, then at that altitude we would need to make a decision if we go around or not, if we do the missed approach. But
500.
It's obviously clear here, so we don't need to worry about it. Still on our glide slope, still on our needle. Now we can start flying visually. We're below our decision altitude, about here. So we're going to land. That's our inner marker. That's what that means. And just keep flying our glide slope all the way down.
Cessna 19er 9 or 8, last try, radio check, Long Beach clearance.
Round out the airplane. Look at that. How disgusting was that? 4 Hopper. No, I've lost it completely. Well, I appreciate the feedback in the comments, but I know why I blew that one. I just did a terrible job. I was distracted by the glide slope and everything else. So, we're down. We will exit.
Sky 15, Juliet Golf, right turn when able, contact ground 132.25.
Right turn when able and ground on 132.25, Juliet Golf, thanks. Okay, we'll pause this. We'll contact ground 132.25. John Wayne ground, Skyline 15 Juliet Golf is off of 20 right at Golf, and would just like taxi to the ramp straight ahead, please.
Skyline 15 Juliet Golf, John Wayne ground, taxi straight ahead via Bravo. Good day.
Straight ahead via Bravo, thanks very much.
Number 5 Juliet Golf, that's a pass for the I-01. Congratulations.
Thanks much. That was the most brutal intercept in the history of intercepts, so I appreciate the pass.
Just wait.
He said ominously.
Limburg Tower, November 515, Bravo Mike, inbound runway 27.
All right, well, you know, warts and all here.
515, Bravo Mike, Limburg
I'm not going to hide.
27, clear to land, wind.
I'm not going to go back and re-edit out that terrible intercept, and I'm not going to go back and re-edit out that terrible landing.
To land on E7, approach 5 Bravo Mike.
That was just one of those things. I've been landing this 182 really pretty well recently, so I'm not worried about that.
Palm Springs Tower, 8 November.
But I'm happy. I made the pass. So there's one rating done, and sounds like they get a lot more complicated.
Belly, November, Romeo, Roger.
So that's good. I like the challenge.
Here, so I'm not gonna lie, a little bit got distracted away from you there.
We'll just park
the
right.
The appropriate thing to do was to contact me when you return about base to final.
Okay. So there we go. We passed the I-1 rating on PilotEdge. Woohoo! And next is the I-2. I have no idea what that is, but that's a fine example of theoretically what would be a simple ILS approach. Procedure, although it wasn't as fine of an example given some of my flying as possible, but I think I did okay given that I'd never practiced it, so I'm proud of that.
That's what this network.
So that's what I'll do is I'll just continue to film these ratings when I can, when they make sense, and we can go through and learn these things together. We'll finish cleaning up the airplane here. Turn off our lights, landing lights, strobe, and beacon. We will turn off the avionics. Lean out the airplane all the way. Shut it off. Magnetos off, power, and cabin lights. And we're done. So thanks for watching on the glide slope. I hope that was interesting. It was a learning experience for me too. And thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video. Oh, one last thing. If you want to learn more about the Basin Simulator, don't hesitate to go to the website. I certainly answer to questions in the comments, but there's lots and lots of information at www.ontheglideslope.net. And if the answer isn't there, I'm happy to give it to you. Just send me an email. Thanks much, and again, thanks for watching.